Fortnite, the greatest battle royale of all time, or just the most popular. That's for you to decide. But one thing's for sure, Fortnite is one of the most popular games on the cloud gaming platform GeForce Now, if not the most popular. Is it possible to win or even keep your crown while playing on Nvidia's premier cloud gaming platform on all tiers of GeForce Now? Well, remember to thank the bus driver and let's dive in and find out. Now, if you're not aware of what GeForce Now is a cloud gaming platform that can be played on various devices from laptops to Chromebooks and PCs to TVs. And this includes 4K gameplay as well. They offer the service in 3 tiers as shown here. Yes, they do offer a free tier, and since most will be playing on it, we'll cover if this is worth it or not. Now, before we start, we're going to need to discuss your Fortnite account. Are you new to Fortnite or a seasoned player? No matter what, there are a few things you need to know about getting started with playing Fortnite on GeForce Now. Fortnite requires an Epic Games account. You'll need your login credentials because GeForce Now requires you to sync your Epic Games account to play on the platform. Go to Settings and link your account here in the Epic Games section. Go through the steps to sign into your account and you should be good to go. Now here's another important thing about your account. If you're coming from another platform, I actually recommend setting up your Epic account first so that all your other platforms are linked to one account. So if you play on, let's say, Xbox or Nintendo, PlayStation, or even any other cloud gaming platform like Amazon Luna or Xbox Cloud Gaming, you can continue your progress. We have a video to guide you through that process here. But what about my V-Bucks? I can hear you now. Can you apply V-Bucks to your Fortnite account on GeForce Now? Well, not in-game, but the best way to do this is to go to Fortnite.com/VBucksCard, sign in with your Epic account, put your V-Bucks code in, and make sure you select PC for your device because GeForce Now uses the PC version of the game. Once your submission is complete, log into Fortnite on the platform and you'll see your new V-Bucks applied to your account in-game. Now for those wondering if you'll be able to play well on GeForce Now, you'll have to understand how servers and latency works. GeForce Now has many locations throughout the world, with most locations in the US and Europe. They have new locations in Japan, with India coming soon. There are also Alliance GeForce Now partners that run independently from Nvidia. I won't be talking about them in this video, only native Nvidia servers. Now your response time will generally depend on the device you're using, your internet speed, and your ping or latency to the server you're assigned to. Run a connection test in the app settings and see how well your connection is. Latency under 20 milliseconds is optimal. 20 to 40 milliseconds is pretty decent. Anything higher and you're going to have response time issues with your controller or your mouse. This will affect all tiers, but please note that if you're a free tier member, these players will get the lowest machine priority, meaning that when things get busy, Nvidia might move you to a much farther location, and in turn, hindering your performance. Now let's get into playing Fortnite on GeForce Now, starting with the free tier. Now the first thing you have to know is that you'll have to wait in a queue to play in the free tier. Your queue time and number of players ahead of you will vary depending on your location and the time of day. You will also have ads that last around 2 minutes every time you start your session, no matter how big your queue is. So once you actually get into the game, is it even worth it to play it on the free tier? Now there have been a ton of updates to the game and to GeForce Now since I made my last all tiers video on Fortnite. And since then, the free tier has suffered greatly. These machines suck. And that's me being polite about it. You'll be getting a resolution up to 1080p and up to 60 FPS. No guarantee, especially when GeForce Now is busy. Press Ctrl N to see these network stats. Plus, your graphics look like they came from the PS2. And on top of that, there is no ray tracing, and the technologies that reduce your latency are disabled. Nvidia Reflex and L4S. I don't recommend the free tier at all these days. It is definitely not a clear representation of what you'll get with the paid tiers like it was years ago. But at the same time, it doesn't mean you still can't get it done. Just saying. And last but not least, the free tier has an hour time limit per session. It will periodically tell you throughout your session how much time is left, but as a player, I would manage my matches accordingly. Each full match is just under 30 minutes, assuming that you win, that is. so you might be able to get 2 full matches in before your time is up. You don't want to be this guy with, let's say, 2 guys left in the match. That would be unfortunate. But if your session ends, feel free to start another. You are not limited to how many sessions you can run, but you will have to suffer through the queue and the ads again. Lucky you. So is bumping up to the performance tier worth it? Now, if you're a casual player that wants to play on devices like your phone, Chromebook, or any other device that you might have a hard time running the game on, this tier is for you. This tier has a max resolution of 1440p and even supports ultra-wide monitors. Be aware though that this tier only supports frame rates up to 60 FPS. Now for those wondering about the server and latency situation, about 95% of the time, you're going to get a server that is close to you with minimal latency. Very busy times like during the holidays are a toss-up. Just letting you know what really goes down. This tier does have ray tracing available, but does not have Nvidia Reflex. Now to activate ray tracing, go to the in-game settings, turn on Nanite Virtualized Geometry in the graphics settings, then turn on Global Illumination to a lumen setting, either high or epic, and after all that you can turn on the ray trace setting. The problem with turning on ray tracing is that it does not perform well, especially for the performance tier. We got frame drops well below 60, so even though you might have the option to turn ray tracing on, I wouldn't. This year also brought in something new for GeForce Now paid members. A monthly time limit of 100 hours.
What?
Not what you were expecting, right? So if you play a lot on GeForce Now, be mindful of your time. You can check out your hours on the Nvidia site under your account. 100 hours monthly is just about 3.5 hours a day on average. Both the performance and the ultimate tiers have this limit, but the free tier does not, surprisingly. But you do get an extended session limit of 6 hours with the performance tier. Does that make up for it? I'll let you be the judge of that. Now for those still having troubles getting that Victory Royale on free or even the performance tier, will the ultimate tier help you in that aspect? Oh baby, yes. I have had more Victory Royales playing on the GeForce Now Ultimate tier than any other cloud gaming platform. This includes multiple back-to-back wins. Now what makes the Ultimate tier so good? Well, this tier is designed to stream the game at 4K up to 120 FPS, 1080p up to 240 FPS, and ultra-wide monitors up to 120 FPS. But I have to stress, the best aspect of the Ultimate tier is the low latency tech. Because the Ultimate machines are so powerful, they support low latency technologies like Nvidia Reflex and L4S, which is designed to lower latency through your network and ISP. Plus, you will naturally lower latency because the machines are so fast, especially at 1080p. I usually play at 4K without ray tracing on, and I can get well over 120 FPS. Since I have a monitor that supports over 120 Hz at 4K, responsiveness is great and I have won plenty of games. But just be aware that playing with ray tracing on will cut your FPS down well below 100 FPS. If this is okay with you, then have at it. People playing at 1080p can support a very high FPS up to 240. Granted, you'll need to change your settings in the GeForce Now app to support a higher FPS from 120 to 240. You'll need to change the app settings to competitive, or you'll need to change the graphics settings in-game to the lowest settings possible so the game can hit 240 FPS on a regular basis. The problem is that it's been getting harder and harder each year as the game gets updated. The game has been getting more demanding, thus more difficult to hit 240 FPS. I rarely see the FPS get to 200, let alone 240, so if your goal is to run this on a 240Hz monitor, don't expect this to get this high. Ultra widescreen monitors also play the game better on the Ultimate tier. It streams up to 120 FPS and has a max resolution of 3440 by 1440. The Ultimate tier is also the best way to play on compatible smart TVs, like LG TVs or Samsung TVs with the Samsung Gaming Hub. Sync your controller to your TV, set up your account on your GeForce Now app, and you're good to go. Be aware that some TVs do support mouse and keyboards too. Now, even though GeForce Now can support resolutions up to 4K on TV, I highly recommend lowering your resolution down to 1440p or even 1080p because depending on your TV, it could have a tough time running that resolution. 1080p generally works great though, especially on a solid 5 GHz Wi-Fi connection. Other ways to play include MacBooks, Chromebooks, and the Nvidia Shield TV, which now includes playing the game up to 4K at 60 FPS and 1080p at 120 FPS. If you don't have a smart TV that supports the GeForce Now app, the Shield TV Pro is the way to go. Link in the description. Now, I didn't forget about you mobile players. Most mobile users don't need anything higher than 1080p and 60 FPS, so the performance tier can do that, but any tier can support the game on mobile. But please remember, the better the tier, the better the responsiveness, so the ultimate tier will help you here as well. Using a mobile controller like a Backbone for iPhone or Razer Kishi for Android will help significantly, rather than using a Bluetooth controller because they are connected directly to your phone. But if not, a Bluetooth controller like an Xbox controller will work as well. And if you don't have any of these controllers, Fortnite on GeForce Now has custom built-in mobile touch controls. If you're a mobile player who can pull off the win with touch controls, I take my hat off to you guys. I couldn't win with touch controls to save my life, but it is available for those who need it. Now please know that there's some hardware requirements to run Ultimate, especially in 4K. The link to those requirements are in the description. I'll also list some devices that are ready for the Ultimate tier right out of the box in the description as well, such as the Nvidia Shield TV Pro and our preferred mini PC. Now don't forget to have decent internet. I would have a minimum download speed of 30 megabits per second for free and performance, plus 50 megabits per second for Ultimate. Anything higher will be golden, especially if you live with others using the internet. So if there's one cloud gaming platform that is the best choice for playing Fortnite at your absolute best, it's GeForce Now, preferably the Ultimate tier. No matter what season is available, with GeForce Now, you'll be able to play Fortnite on the go with any device it supports as long as there is decent internet. So if you're looking for one of the best ways to win your victory royale in the clouds, this is it. So if you like this overview of Fortnite on all tiers of GeForce Now, give us a like. Also make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.